Okay, here we go. It sounds like we are live and ready to go. I'm on a different tab than the one I start out on because I wanted to read you what happens when my mouse hovers over the tab for Dr. Richard Boylan's website. Because that's what we're talking about today, and we're going to dive right in. And I hover over it, and it says this website presents information on the star visitors, ETs, and on their starcraft, UFOs. Come back. Damn it. Come back. And on the advanced human star kids and starseed adults, now a majority of Earth's population. This is Dr. Richard Boylan's official website. Now we can look at the website in full. This is the official Dr. Richard Boylan website. This website presents information on the star visitors, on their starcraft, on the advanced star kids and starseed adults. Richard Boylan, he has a ton of letters after his name, so he's totes legit, is a behavior and social scientist, psychology professor emeritus, and an anthropologist of star cultures. Do that real fast. An anthropologist of star cultures. He works with new generation star kids and older starseed humans. That's like one of the flavors of the indigo child phenomenon that was a huge thing at the turn of the millennium. Dr. Boylan is Star Nation's counselor ambassador to and for Earth. His assignment is to advance knowledge, understanding, and a good relationship between Earth and space peoples. Another iteration of Space Brothers bullshit. The man himself. The saga of star visitors' contacts with humankind is the greatest unpublished headline of the millennium and the most important missing fact in our history books. Search box. Helpfully labeled for us. 5 sky formations, each of 3 motherships, will appear over 5 major cities. Star nations will thus nullify the UFO cover-up. Guess that's not going to happen. Watch a 3-minute clip of an elderly tall Zeta giving a warning of a foreseen human nuclear war in 2020. Hasn't this year done enough to us? I mean, coronavirus and Chernobyl on fire and the president being an incompetent dumbass. Hasn't this done enough? Oh, it's part 3. A female star visitor dubbed Eve from Procyon B, about to be captured by Blackwater mercenaries hired by the Cabal. Oh no. E.T. Highway. Universal Principles Glyphs, Spiritual Principles Glyphs, hand-drawn copy of the 1111 glyphs from Roswell debris. Okay, so these are different than the ones we saw in the alien writing. I actually did not know those would be on here. 1111 Universal and Spiritual Laws. Okay. How to do outreach to the star visitors is first to inform yourself about them using disinformation-free sources. Of course, he lists himself. His website is disinformation-free, everybody. Disinformation-free. Go to a quiet, secluded place, engage in serene, open meditation. Is this the CE5 protocols from Dr. Greer? Damn bastard has surfaced again! I may have to do a video on him for how much he's friggin' all over the UFO community, just everywhere. Proceed to respectful, humble telepathic outreach, sending a message of invitation to contact, expressing loving intentions and respect. Send as much from your heart as from your mind. This is how I communicate with the gods. Like real talk. There are, of course, no guarantees. Let's go back. History of human shoot downs, real star visitors versus UFO. Whose cover ups false propaganda about alien boogeymen. 4 Earth governments secretly hold former meeting with the Star Nations. The 3 13-mile-long extraterrestrial beacons stolen from space by the Cabal and positioned on Earth now return to space. Star Kids and Starseed Adult section. 43 signs that a child or adult may be a star kid or star seed. This should be good. It's in Italian. The star visitor contribution to the child's makeup may come from 1. Star visitor genes spliced into the human parent's reproductive material. From deliberately chosen missionary incarnation of a star visitor into a human body. From a walk-in situation in which a human somewhere during childhood or later begins to die from an accident or serious illness, but the departing human spirit's whole personality is simultaneously replaced by a star visitor, which carries the providing life force and completes the lifetime. And I feel like if my mom were a different variety of nut, she would say exactly this about me. Exactly this. Instead, she just hates me. These children display skills such as telepathy, precognition, telekinesis, clairvoyance, remote viewing, downloading information, cross-species communication, penetrating intuitiveness, affecting electrical devices, remote influencing others, interdimensional viewing, aura reading, psychic diagnosis, psychic or bioenergetic healing, invisibility, teleportation, levitation, mental influencing. I tried to levitate when I was a kid. Maybe I should try that again. Earth energy adjustment work, time dilation or contraction, pre-sensitivity to earthquakes or human disasters, astral travel channeling, shared consciousness, operating in close mental connection with the star visitor guides, physically summoning and connecting with one star visitor and other guardians. Physically. Can we, take samples? Can somebody besides these supposed star kids see them? Who knows? are also notable for their knowing gaze, mature outlook, and appealing dynamic appearance. Looking younger than one's years. Okay. Okay, so a lot of what I just said has been said about the indigo children and the rainbow children and the crystal children and all of this other special, super special kids. I don't want to admit that my child is defective. That's all it is. I don't want to admit that my child is defective. Let's see what else. There's the Italian version, Star Kid and Star Seed Identification Questionnaire. As Stan Romanic proves, just about anybody can claim this. He says he's some kind of star seed or whatever. Like that's one of his taglines or whatever. The child has a larger than average head. The child has an average body temperature below 97.6. The child's birth was notable for there being a strange presence or figure in the delivery room. Well, that's not the only reason. That's not one of the reasons my birth was notable. Is this how Jesus was born? Is this how Jesus was born? Begins saying a number of words clearly by 6 months of age. Walking by 1.5. Or 1.5 year old. When the child began speaking, she or he used phrases or whole sentences almost immediately. How many are these? People notice that the child seems extremely mature for their age, almost like an adult in the child's body, aka having an old soul. What if it isn't an old soul and it's just the mental trauma? Think about that. No, I am not incredibly polite. That's just years of mental abuse. In childhood, the child sought out more advanced activities, being bored with and under-challenged by the games that other children his or her age wanted to play. If I claim this bullshit, will I actually get paid? Like, can I actually not be poor anymore if I say I'm a star kid or something? And, like, write a ton of books about bullshit? The child mentioned recalling his or her other parents. Not having it. Not having it right now. International. The Emerging Cosmic Generation. A free book. Percentage of star kids and adults in the population, helping children explore encounters. Helping children explore star visitor encounters. By Richard Boylan, PhD. He's only using some of the letters after his name. Lakota spiritual elder looks for buffalo. Floyd Hand. Who the fuck is Floyd Hand? I need to know. Floyd Leonard Hand. is deceased, sadly. It feels off. I'm maybe not the best judge of this, but it feels off when promoters of crankery find a Native American who also believes in their crankery, and he says the things that they want him to say, and they point to that and go, see Native American spiritual wisdom. And it isn't that at all. And because there's a weird idea, and it isn't even true, that Native Americans are like closer to the earth and magical, and they have this deep ancient wisdom. I think it's a load of horse shit. Anyone with half a brain would think it's a load of horse shit. It's a disgusting stereotype, and yet it still happens. And I'm reading this right now in 2020, and this man died last year. This man that we're talking about died. I'm sorry. Planned marriage. He gained sobriety. That's very nice. So, that poor gentleman is the one who declared at a Star Vision conference that Jesus was a star man. His consciousness was at least in part star visitor. I don't want to mess with this. How to detect the energy fields of star kids and star seeds using dowsing rods? Psychic exercises? Shielding 101? Some famous star kids and star seed adults. Buzz Aldrin? Neil Armstrong? Roseanne? Roseanne? David Bowie? Dr. Albert Einstein? Salma Hayek? Jimi Hendrix? Angelina Jolie? Martin Luther King Jr.? Okay, this dovetails with this idea of the ancient alien hypothesis where humans cannot and never could do anything good themselves, and they always had to have aliens helping them out. Queen Latifah, Jennifer, like all these famous people are allegedly Barack Obama. Like all these famous people are allegedly starseeds, right? And it's like a more positive version of saying that they're all lizard people that are trying to keep humans down and conquer the earth and whatever else. Well, I mean, this is the list of like famous ones, but it surprises me. The Star Kids are future hope. Report on the Star Kids advanced workshop. Actual close encounters with star visitors. 20 signs of possible star visitor encounters in Italian. Does this man have a sizable Italian audience? I'm confused. Unexplained persistent anxiety or restlessness after experiencing an event which has no ordinary explanation. Strong emotional reaction when confronted with objects, pictures, stories, films, etc., which are associated with close star visitor encounters. So, like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Paul. Both are good movies. Persistent insomnia after a highly unusual event and or dreams, nightmares with themes of UFOs, ETs, or close encounters. Repeated daytime thinking about or daydreaming about. All of this these first 4 points at least are highly reminiscent of the Betty and Barney Hill abduction case, which even their psychologist thought was some kind of fantastical experience. Basically, the human mind is a wonderful thing, and it can fabricate anything you wish. That's why there's like sympathy pregnancies and shit like that. Compulsive behavior concerning UFOs, unexplained moodiness, irritability, restlessness, body symptoms or marks characteristic of close encounter, unusual bruises or patterned red markings. So, after you wake up from a good nap, you have apparently been visited by the star people. Just experiencing an unexplained substantial period of missing time, having sudden onset of feelings of social unordinariness, experiencing a new cosmic awareness and perspective. This sounds very much like having a religious experience. They sound functionally the same. And I'm not opposed to either, really. If it enriches your life and if it benefits you and if it inspires you to lead a good life and like not be addicted to other people, then okay. I don't really care. But I'm just noting a similarity. Suddenly feeling an affinity for persons who have had star visitor encounters that one sees or reads about, having a sense of having received telepathic messages, having a sense of sharing the space in one's mind with a star visitor, noticing the beginning of psychic ability or marked increase in psychic abilities, feeling attracted to a natural spirit, feeling attracted to a natural spirituality or religious practice which is based on the indwelling of the supreme source of all nature. As a result, the importance of reverencing all life forms as related to you. Basically, a nature-centered paganism, or pantheism, pantheism, along those lines. Having a longing for that star visitor with whom a person feels has somehow had contact previously. Having obsessive sense of mission, strong pull to travel to a specific area with an intuition that a close encounter is impending or for unknown reason. Having sense of partial extraterrestrial heritage by reason of sharing an extraterrestrial perspective on the Earth situation, or having partial shared genetic heritage with certain star visitors. Okay, for some reason, this reminds me of the Shadow over Innsmouth. I mean, they were aquatic, but it's kind of the same thing. Really. Having the sense that one's destiny is with the star visitors elsewhere in the galaxy, or feeling the pull to go to one's final home, which is an extraterrestrial planet. One was shown by the star visitors. So, heaven? Close encounters and personal transformation, distinguishing close encounters. This one is translated in Spanish. Distinguishing close encounters with real star visitors from fake events. My Lab's Cabal high-tech kidnappings. I really want to look up the Cabal right now, and I feel like we're going to find My Lab's high-tech fake alien abductions by special forces mercenaries of the Cabal shadow government. Advanced tech. Okay, let me try something. Let's go all the way back up here to the search bar. We're going to search a very special gentleman. He is not found on Richard Boylan's website. So, UFO politics. I want to do one of these about exopolitics.org versus exopolitics.com because there's two competing randoms that are both like, oh, I founded exopolitics. No, I founded exopolitics. No, I am Spartacus. No, I am Spartacus. Back and forth like that. The MJ-12 Committee, secret UN-sanctioned transnational managers of UFO secrecy. White hats versus Cabal infiltrators. The Cabal, the global plutocratic oligarchs network exerting subtle world domination. That's going to take me a second for some reason. Quick test for disinformation. Does it paint the star visitors in a bad light? Okay, a picture is coming clear to me. A picture is coming clear to me. And I think a bunch of these randoms arrived at it independently of each other. But there is a segment of UFO-dom. There is a segment of this particular community that believes the following. There is at least one shadow government. One of those is the bad guys, and they're called the Cabal. David Wilcock, I should point out, believes that there is also an alliance, which is primarily a bunch of ETs, and they're fighting to stop the Cabal. There's the aliens are the good guys, 100%, without a doubt, no room for individuality. Or even for the possibility that they don't even think the same as us as to what counts as a good guy. Let's see. And that, like, for whatever reason, the Cabal and a bunch of world governments are conspiring to cover up the existence of the good guy aliens. And they're going to stage a fake UFO invasion to institute, like, a police state or something. It becomes fuzzier after that point. But the basic idea is all aliens good all the time, and then, like, human government evil. We've wandered into this section of the UFO community, and there's other sections that believe slightly different things. There's people that believe there's warring ET factions, good and evil. Some people think that those warring factions are angels and demons using UFOs as, like, some new disguise or something. And then there's there's a lot of it going around, and a lot of it is very human-centric and from a human perspective as to what counts as a good guy and what counts as a bad guy. And most of that is focused on, are they going to enslave us or are they going to solve all of our problems for us? The two aren't mutually exclusive, I don't think, depending on what you count as a solution to our problems. But it's a whole weird idea, and a lot of it is just basically centered on what humans think is good and what humans think is bad. And there is no guarantee that the aliens are going to think this way. If there are aliens, there's probably aliens, but there's no guarantee that they think this way. And there's no evidence that they know about or care about or deeply involve themselves in human affairs the way the way these people are suggesting. And the entire thing is very human centric, from like the names we call these different species based on what we named the stars, which is based on where we see them. It's well, even before like they came from the stars, it was like, oh, they came from Venus, they came from Saturn, they came from Jupiter. And that was, well, for that last two, it would be like the moon's era, but that's based on what humans called those planets and those moons. And that is actually, a lot of it is steeped in human history and human mythology. And, well, not even like all pan-human, really. It's Western. It's very Western. Because a lot of it comes from like Greece and the Roman Empire. Like, that's where a lot of those names come from. There's the Chinese probably call the planets different things. The Japanese probably call the planets different things. Hawaiians, Native Americans, Arabic people, African people. Like, it just goes on. They probably all called the planets different things. I don't know if that's since standardized, but I'm trying to get the point that it's very Western centric, on top of being very human centric, and this entire thing is a whole hot mess of people being self-centered assholes. I may have just like discovered the entire secret of the UFO phenomenon. It's just everyone is a self-centered asshole. Anyways, moving on. Does it pick a particular star race to disparage? See my previous rant. Does it insinuate bad motives for why the star visitors are here? That's basically a reiteration of the first question. Does the writer claim to channel one or more star visitors bearing superior tone, sensationalized and or highly politicized messages, often in overly florid metaphysical language? This will apparently filter out 95% of disinformation and phony writings on the internet and in pop magazines. I was not expecting to go on that kind of a rant today. But here we are. Lakes on Mars. Cabal's planned gateway to Mars. Smoking gun proof. Cabal's secret Mars station exposed. Classified U.S. national security chart. Leakers authorized to reveal UFO reality secrets by the UN Security Council's clandestine MJ-12 committee. Dr. Michael Wolff. Ton of documents from him. Steve Wilson. Dan Sherman. Philip Corso. And I think his son. Okay. The Day After Roswell by Philip Corso. Edgar Mitchell. Native American elders. Why are you doing this? Can't you leave these people alone? Richard Boylan's personal section. Wow, I don't care. I don't care. There's one thing I do want to know, and I want to close this horrible website. Cabal conspiracy. Okay, this is the first result. It's the Wikipedia article for QAnon, a far-right conspiracy theory detailing supposedly secret plot by an alleged deep state against President Donald Trump and his supporters. Pizzagate, Anons. There is a worldwide cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles who rule the world, essentially, and they control everything. To stop the cabal, we're not for the election of President. Okay, so they think President Trump was elected to stop the cabal. It's QAnon bullshit. Let's do this. Corey Good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Divine Cosmos Convergence photos. I'm kind of scared for what I have just clicked on. This is David Wilcock's Facebook page, everybody. The cabal needs some PR assistance right now, so I decided to help him out. I thought, oh, okay, you got us. We're the cabal. We're generally not very happy people, but cut us a break, folks. Haven't we been good to you? Why? Why? I have to see that profile picture again. Oh, it's an official fan page. Okay. Cabal versus Alliance, a tale told in cinema. It's always the science fiction. Disclosure in the Fall of the Cabal, David Wilcox, CETV. And is the Cabal losing power? You know, I think David Wilcox's political leanings have been very ambiguous for a very long time, and I don't know how much of that is delusional. I don't know how much of that is him having delusions. Wisdom Teachings, Season 13 on Prime Video. Okay. That was an adventure, I guess. I am now dumber for having done this. I died inside, I think. I I really want this to end.